they start giggling more manically. And they start even louder, start clapping, start having their feet on the
Good evening. My name's Leo. I have bad news for the guy who is, how tall? 195? 194?
Around that, yeah.
You can leave at 196. Thank you. It's absolutely a mystery to me why people keep telling me that I'm indeed very tall. Believe me, I know. I can barely stand on the tube, and most clothes I own are either made by labels called tootall.com or simply giraffe. I'm 6'5", that has its challenges, right? I struggled a lot with like coordination and balance when I was younger. But now after a lot of training, I have become entirely self-centered. Thank you very much. It's worse if you have sex with me. One person recently described the experiences with lots of limbs flopping about. Feels like folding in a pop-up tent, apparently. Have I been called the flailing man outside a car dealership? Yes, I have! My mother can be very cruel when she introduces me. I also have a confession to make. Leo is not my real name. My real name is incredibly German and just not the vibe! Moritz Johannes Mahr is my full German name. Moritz is my first name. The name Moritz comes from St. Moritz, the posh ski resort in the Swiss mountains. St. Moritz is also where I grew up. I don't have the most creative parents, I'm afraid. But St. Moritz in itself is a strange little place, right? It's usually where super rich Germans and Russians, basically the whitest people on the planet, go to ski, hide naked in the snow, do buckets of cocaine, and have very tall and pale children with the hotel staff. I also learned that St. Moritz is actually the saint of knives and knife crime, right? When I learned that, I had to move to London immediately. It was a big calling. And now that I'm here, most English speakers absolutely butcher my name, right? It's usually something like Moritz. So to make it nice and easy, I picked a very short name for you. I went for Leo. Because A, Leo is my star sign. Glad I'm not Cancer. And I also thought Leo is a good name to pick, especially when we move to the UK, because, and you can try this, you can say Leo, no matter how messed up your teeth are. You're I don't know if you noticed, but I also have a small German accent. Is it sexy? Oh yeah, it is. Thank you very much. I actually tried really hard to lose my German accent because I think it sounds awful. It's like I want to draft you all into the Wehrmacht! Yeah, it's still sort of lingering around, right? Just like the feeling of guilt about the fact that my granddad lives in Argentina now! Yes. I grew up in Switzerland, which is not Sweden. I know, shocked silence in the room. They both won the Eurovision. But Sweden has tacky stuff like ABBA and IKEA, right? While Switzerland has nice things like Rolex, assisted suicide, and no inheritance tax! What a coincidence! There are actually two organizations in Switzerland that do the assisted suicides, right? One of them is called Dignitas, the biggest one is called Exit. When I first moved to the UK, I thought they're advertising everywhere. Remember from earlier when I said I was tall? Sometimes it's even a fire exit, which I think is a bit medieval. So are the British Railways, sewage system, and the political landscape in the UK, so who am I to judge? Yes, you guessed it, we have arrived at the portion of the set where the foreign comic makes fun about the UK. Welcome. I know, right? Lots of people do it, your food is bland, haha, we established that. The monarchy and everything Prince Harry does, fascinating. What I find most fascinating about the UK are these little power switches you have next to your power sockets, right? I think they're called the mains. Just why? I had whole house shares yell at me because I did not switch them off. Now, as I said, Swiss people love to flip a switch or pull the plug, if you will. Especially if it's an intensive care unit. Even worse, there are no light switches in the bathroom, right? When I walked into a British bathroom for the first time, looked for a light switch, all I could find hanging from the ceiling, a shit-stained tampon string. Before. Anyway, what Switzerland loves is sitting on a fence, right? Trying to get an opinion out of a Swiss person, impossible. What the Nazis good or bad? I don't know. How much gold do they have? That's a little history joke for you there. Usually splits the room, not because it's particularly offensive, more because of the state of the British education system. Yeah. Switzerland has no position on anything. I did not adopt this, because my favourite position is doggy style surrounded by 7 hairy men! What? Is he gay and likes to go to the gym, or just tall and European? Who knows? No, I am a gay man. Gay men were formerly known as... Good, that was a pest, you passed! Almost, it was close. I am a gay man. As a gay man, I recently found out something incredible, right? My boyfriend talks about me in therapy. Which puts me in an incredible position, right? Because either the therapist is going, oh, sounds a bit risky, be aware of your boundaries, which then makes me the forbidden fruit. Or the therapist goes, oh, sounds like a really healthy relationship, which then means I can fix him and he can never lose. Struggles of a gay man. I don't think I'm a really good gay overall, because 2 reasons. A, I'm getting older, and if you're a gay man, that's a crime! I noticed that I'm getting older because recently a guy sent me a dick pic, right? And this lovely gentleman put next to his penis, as a size comparison, a bottle of wine. I had 2 emotions. Firstly, mildly impressed. Yes. Second, disgusted. Blocked him immediately. Because yes, he had a very nice penis, but I can't fuck someone who has drinks a 7-pound Chardonnay. Not happening. Second reason I'm not a good gay, I actually don't really like to go to the gym, right? I do it so I can have sex with hot people, but I hate it. I just think it's really dull. I even tried to hire a personal trainer a few times and asked him to call me a good boy during a session, which he wouldn't. I found that was homophobic. Anyway. Imagine if you didn't know what a gym was and just walked in. It would look like a bunch of jacked up scientists constantly testing if gravity still works. My theory is you can have abs or be happy, but not both. The only reason I go to the gym is so I can pull off a harness. Right, we know what a harness is? Yeah. A big gay part is a pride to buff the muscular guys, right? You know the type, they bleed, steroids and fuel. They love harnesses. Right? It's like leather straps that bind all around your upper body, if you don't know. It's basically trying to simulate the hugs you never got from your father. It's the gay man laughing in the audience. The last time I wore a harness is when I went to a private sex party. Any of you ever been? Woo! You? Yeah, I recognize you. It's hard to tell. I mostly see people from behind. But for the rest of you, let me set the scene here, right? It's usually a flat of a rich guy in central London somewhere. It's dimly lit. There's some light Katy Perry playing in the background. People, like there's some drinks, some food, not a car in sight. And it was, important, it was a gay sober sex party. The only pills you're allowed to bring, Imodium. Let it resonate. Usually people sort of awkwardly standing around before they have the confidence to get down to business, right? When I arrived, there was this one super hot guy. I prepared my best chat-up line and went, hey, you want to share some chlamydia? He immediately fucked off. Probably good judgment on his part. Mumbled something about not being good at folding tents. Anyway, we eventually ended up in a room with about 6 other people, right? It was quite a nice room. There was some sofas, some pillows, lots of rugs, because otherwise you'd slip on the loo. And there was quite some action going on. There was some humping, some moaning, some slapping, some milking. It was basically a barnyard. But all fairly friendly and casual. So eventually my guy ends up standing here, right, looking quite buffed and muscular. And I sort of end up here, right, looking quite dainty and beautiful. And you can sort of imagine what's going on here, right? Picture it however detailed you want. Eventually my guy goes like, oh yeah, you're really good at this. And then my brain shortcuts to the most inappropriate thing I can think of. And I go, oh thanks. My mother taught me. And at that point, you can just sort of hear all the other dicks in the room deflating. Like balloons at the world's saddest birthday party. Thank you very much.